What's going on, guys? We're here to break down Korean Zombie's masterfully zombifying freaking Frankie Edgar.
Yeah, he really did. Frankie was just X-nayed, Axe-nayed, Dunzo. Like, Frankie with the curls is no more.
Yeah.
Go back to bald-headed Frankie.
It broke my heart.
It was really sad. I love Frankie Edgar.
So a couple things before we get started. I think what really made this KO possible was the positioning of Frankie Edgar's shoulders, and we'll explain why. Okay, so
I'm Frankie Edgar.
I'm Korean Zombie.
As you can tell, we look just like our respective fighters.
Anyway, so Korean Zombie had a really great jab. He had most of his weight on his front foot, very similar to Max Holloway. And
Except he has the arms of a normal-sized human instead of a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yes. So that was really effective for keeping Frankie Edgar in jab range. And Frankie Edgar actually had a couple of leg kicks that actually lifted up Korean Zombie's legs pretty hard. So he was doing a really good job.
A la Volkanovski, Max Holloway last week. I was getting excited, but unfortunately, Korean Zombie has the reach to back up the stance.
Yes. And Frankie Edgar, he was very, very...
Do you want me to... So you can show him what you're talking about?
He was very, very squared with his stance.
Korean Zombie was about here, yeah?
Yeah, very bladed. He has his shoulder ready to defend his chin at all times. And Frankie Edgar was very open with his shoulders, which is perfect for throwing combinations right down the center, which is, as you guys saw in the fight, is what happened.
But the reason Frankie has that stance is tactical. It's so that he's in a more wrestling-based stance so he can shoot.
But unfortunately, Korean Zombie had a great sprawl that he instituted at least twice.
So Edgar shot for the takedown,
Korean Zombie sprawl.
Unfortunately then, Edgar is still open and his head is literally hit me.
So,
boom, right there. There's nothing impeding the middle channel.
So unfortunately, it was Frankie Edgar's boxing used to be really good a generation ago.
Yeah.
But now we have some straight killers that have excellent striking like Korean Zombie.
Really good fundamentals like you're
Yes.
talking about, where they have the more bladed stance, and interestingly as well, I think wrestlers used to be able to get away with almost spamming shots a bit more.
Because nobody threw an uppercut and nobody threw knees.
People, understandably, strikers were really hesitant to want to try to time a takedown using an uppercut or a knee because it would throw them a little bit more off balance, especially the knee. But with the newest generation of fighters, their boxing fundamentals are a lot more sound and their kickboxing fundamentals are a lot more sound, so they're able to manage the distance a little bit more, and especially because Frankie had to cover so much distance compared to Korean Zombie. Like Frankie, I mean, it was a bigger height difference than Alex and I right now. And a bigger reach difference too. So the space Frankie had to go through when Korean Zombie on his front leg has the great reach and just pop, pop.
And another thing that you guys, if you guys have wrestling backgrounds or anything like that, taller guys have amazing sprawls. So that's already a point in favor of Korean Zombie. So we'll walk you down the first almost knockdown that a Korean Zombie had against Frankie Edgar.
Which led to everything else, right?
So Frankie Edgar attempted to do wrestling, so went for the shot, they backed up, and this is when Korean Zombie threw the uppercut and then he threw a left hook, which completely rocked Frankie Edgar.
Because again, you can see the channel. Do you want to stand sort of off to the side? Or over here, so that you can show the uppercut, how it comes straight through the guard. Because Frankie's guard is literally open, guys. Like there's nothing impeding this right there. Oh, I just hit myself. I bit my tongue. But you see what I'm saying. So at that point, Frankie basically dropped, right?
And that's when Frankie dropped, and that was the whole round of...
2 minutes of ground and pound.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for Frankie Edgar. I was screaming at Mark Goddard, Frankie's a tough son of a bitch.
Yeah, he was amazing.
But Frankie gets back to his feet.
He gets back to his feet like the beast that Frankie Edgar is.
Unfortunately, he still has the same stance.
Right, which is from years of habitual wrestling.
And like, honestly, if he didn't have such a huge reach disadvantage, I don't think it would even be like that big of a deal, usually. It was just like honestly, it was such a nightmare matchup. You called it. I think I was just like in love with Frankie Edgar. I didn't want him to get hurt, you know?
So, and this is what really put away Frankie Edgar. Korean Zombie threw the jab, or...
like a baiting jab.
Yeah, he threw like a baiting jab, not quite. And then
Frankie
threw,
jabbed.
and then Korean Zombie slipped.
It was outside slip.
Oh, sorry, outside slip and threw the right uppercut.
So do you want to see that again? One, boom. And at that point,
It was lights out for
Frankie was
Edgar.
done.
Yeah.
That was like, the first one was a knockdown. This was like a knock down.
Yeah.
And stay down. At that point, like, Mark Goddard had seen enough. Thankfully, he had about read 4 chapters of that book at that point, I think.
Yeah.
Because Frankie was finished about 6 times that fight.
It was brutal.
It was a beautiful finish, though.
If you guys haven't seen it, you can obviously see it on, I believe it was on Fox. But
Yeah, it was on Fox.
If you just want to see the knockout, you can see it on our channel. And
We did do a reaction to it, guys. We got really, really hyped, and we have the Instagram footage since we don't want copyright infringement. If you want to check that out, the angle we got actually is almost nicer to see how Korean Zombie slipped, because it was beautiful.
Flip
He
counter,
basically just
basically.
bit it. He baited the jab, then whoop, bop. It was
Yep.
gorgeous. That being said, guys, make sure you subscribe because we do a ton of reaction, breakdown, opinions, everything. Gloves on videos, gloves off, I can't get up, gloves off videos, everything. So subscribe down below.
Give us a like.
Pound for pound, greatest MMA channel in the damn game.
You guys have a good one.